So my original plan today was to post a video about planning and productivity. I have this new method I've been using that's very simple, it makes it a little bit of fun, and I really like it and want to share it. But when I started filming it, I realized it's a little bit longer than I like for my videos to be, so I'm trying to decide whether to edit it down or to make it into 2 videos. And like I said, I'm really excited about this method and I want to do it right when I do share it, so I decided to put that off. And today I'm just going to share my feelings on a few things that have been on my mind, but I didn't feel like were enough for an individual video. And so this is just going to be a random video about things that are on my mind. Hello everyone, my name is Sherry from Rolling Acres Education. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is not your first time. Today I just want to share some things that I've been thinking a lot about and some things that I want to share with you. And I real quickly want to say, if someone said, Sherry, if someone wanted to give one thing about you, about how you help TPT sellers, what would you want them to say about you? And I would want them to say that I make it seem doable. I make it seem possible. I make it seem less stressful. That is always going to be my goal, that you can do this. You don't have to do everything. You run your business the way you want to, and you take it at your pace and do it in small steps. And it is doable. I believe it is doable, and I want you to believe it's doable. And if that's the only thing you ever get from me is that, wow, this is something I can do, then I feel like I have done my job. So with that said, the first thing I want to talk about is the site-wide sale. Now, I could do a whole video on the site-wide sale, but I've done 2 videos on the site-wide sale, and a lot of people have done videos on the site-wide sale. So I just didn't see any need in putting out another full-fledged video on the site-wide sale. But as usual, I want to take some pressure off of you, because if you are a new seller, or you don't have a huge audience, or you don't have a lot of bundles, or you don't have a lot of back-to-school products, it's very, very, very possible that you're not going to make much money on the back-to-school sale that's coming up. And I believe it'll be the 1st and 2nd of August. The site-wide sales are usually the first Tuesday and Wednesday of the months that they come out in: August, November, February, April, and then they do another one in May. Sometimes they do 2 in August. But basically that's what they kind of do. And I believe that most TPT sellers don't even know about them. That if they know about them, it's because they were searching for something and like, oh, wow, TPT's having a sale. As far as knowing, okay, TPT has these, 4 to 6 sales a year. They usually occur here, blah, blah, blah. Most TPT buyers don't even know that. So if you don't have an audience that you've prepped for the sale, then it's very possible you won't make a lot of money. I think I've done pretty well for my almost 2 years in TPT. I don't make a lot of money for the sales. Last year, it was under $6. I made $1.92 on 3 different products. And I fortunately was able to think this through before I got devastated on it, and it ended up being something I really wasn't concerned about. The next month I ended up making $2,000. So the sales are not going to make or break you. So don't get discouraged when you hear people talking about, oh, all the money they made on the sale, because they probably have an audience, they probably have a lot of back-to-school products, or they probably have a lot of bundles, and a lot of people shop from their wish list. They know a sale's coming up, and they've been looking at this bundle, so they might put it on their wish list and then shop from it. If you don't do well, that doesn't mean that you're not going to do well for the month of August, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to do well at on TPT. So if you don't have a lot of products and all your products are kind of low priced, I wouldn't even worry about putting your stuff on sale. I don't think, people say, oh, you should put all your stuff on sale, because if someone had been planning on buying it during the sale, and they come and it's the same price, they might get mad and not buy it. Well, I agree if it's a high price product. If I saw a bundle that was like $10, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get that during the sale, and I go to buy it during the sale and it's still $10, I'm probably going to be like, I'm not going to buy that. But if it's $2 or $3, I'm probably still going to buy it, okay? I'm not going to worry about it if it's just a couple of dollars. So I think that the money that you make by not putting it on sale is going to even out. If anybody, I really don't think people are not going to buy a $2 or $3 product because it's not on sale. So don't stress about the sale if you're new. You can even ignore it if you want to. If you have bundles, yes, I would say anything you have over, maybe $5, yeah, I would participate. But if everything you have is $3 or less, I wouldn't worry about it. And if you're on the basic plan, I definitely wouldn't worry about it because you're already losing enough money. The sale's just going to really knock you down. So that's just, something I wanted to share about the sale is don't stress over it, okay? Especially if you don't make money. Like I said, I made less than $6. I think I made like $5.94 during the back to school sale last year, but but I still had a great year, okay? Number 2, I'm going to talk about school access. I did not participate in this the first 2 years. I would hear, oh, it's great, you should do it. And then I would hear, oh, no, don't do it because it takes advantage of TPT sellers, it undervalues your work, and all these kind of things. And I went back and forth. So I finally just asked a couple of people that I really, respect their views and trust them. And they were like, I don't see anything to be lost by joining the TPT All Access, the TPT Access Catalog. And so this year I did, and it is July 24th, and the stuff was made available sometime this month. I'm not sure the exact date, and I've already made at least around 10 sales from that, and it's only been out a couple weeks. So I'm like, wow, I should have done this the last couple of years. Now, I am not going to talk a lot about it because rumor has it that this is the last year. And so if that's true, I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you what it is and what kind of, because not everything can go in there. It has to be certain kind of products. I'm not going to go over that because if you haven't joined for this year, then it's too late. And so there's no use in going through all that and explaining to you what it's all about when it may not even be out next year. But if I don't get a chance to make another video before it comes out, if they do it again next year, then I'm advising you to join, okay? If I hear that it is going to be available next year, I will do a more in-depth about it, about what kind of products are approved to go in there, what this, how much you get for each product and that kind of thing. I will, and when it's available and when it runs to and all those kind of things, I'll do an in-depth video on it. But until I find out for sure that it is going to be back out next year, I just don't see any use in worrying about it, okay? Number 3, I'm going to talk to you about shiny objects, okay? I am horrible about spending money on things because it looks like it's something that's going to help me. And before I share this, I want to say that I think that boot camps and these little less expensive kind of courses that you can take, that the goal of them is to lead you into a bigger sale, which is fine. You're going to want to do that yourself. But I've learned that a lot of these are things I already know. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't learn something new. I took Kristen Doyle's boot camp I think it was around February or March. It was like $35, and it was worth every stinking penny. I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting this much value for $35. And there was a lot of stuff about SEO, which I'm not very good at. And so I was like, yay, this was really worth the money. And I didn't go into the coaching because I feel like I get enough of that from Lauren, and it was just something I didn't feel like I needed. But I've joined a couple of others, and I don't want to say what they are because I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing them, because I'm not. It's not that they're not good. It's just that I realized I'd already done all that stuff. I already knew all that stuff, and there was so little in there that was worth the money for me. Whereas if I had been brand new, it would have been worth every penny. So just be careful. If you have already taken a lot of courses, watched a lot of YouTube videos, and just already got started, just kind of look, what are they really going to be teaching in there? And even if it's really good, is it stuff that you pretty much already know, and is it going to be worth the money? Okay. I joined Your Data Playbook and did another boot camp that I actually signed up before Your Data Playbook, so I give myself a little bit of grace on this, but it was like almost totally everything that was in that one group I joined that is what Your Data Playbook does for you. And so I didn't really need that smaller course. I ended up not really doing anything in it because I was already doing all that with the Data Playbook. So just be careful about grabbing on to, I buy courses and memberships and all that because I love learning. I love watching all this stuff. And a lot of times I'll find out, you know what, you already knew all that. You need to start being a little more have a little more discretion. And this goes for starting new marketing also. Don't feel pushed. And I'm going to do a video on email marketing and just how I feel about that. I think it's very important. Don't get me wrong. You should have an email list. You should have an email list. I'm not even going to debate that. But there's just some things about it I'd like to share with you. And like I said, I want you to take the pressure off of yourself for some of this stuff. Be careful about spending money and time in things that you're either not ready for or that you're beyond. So just chill, okay? Just concentrate on being 3 things: persistent, consistent, and productive. If you're doing those 3 things, your business is going to move ahead, okay? Be persistent. I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to do this and do this and do this. Be consistent. Have so many hours a week. You can do all of it on one day or you can spread it out, whatever, but be consistent. These are the days I'm going to work and I'm going to be consistent about it. Even if it's an hour a week, be consistent, and then you can start building up on that and be productive. If you spend all that time taking classes, watching videos and all that, then no, not necessarily, your business is not going to move ahead. What you want to spend, make sure you're at least spending a good chunk of that being productive, creating products, uploading products, updating products, doing marketing tasks, okay? Be consistent, be persistent, but also be productive. Casey Moore says, if you're not creating, you're not making money. I'm really excited about this planning and productivity video that I'm working on. I think it makes it fun. I think it makes it simple. And it's for those of us who are naturally not good at planning. So just remember that you've got this, God's got you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.